All right, all right. Let's get to this, shall we? We're going to take a peek at whatever the collective message may be right now, and we shall see what we get here, guys. All right, so we start out with Ace of Swords. We go to the Hierophant. We go to the Page of Coins, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Coins. Okay. We've got a truth coming in first and foremost. And it is a truth that I'm going to say this is possibly mostly a divine masculine's message right now. A divine masculine has had some profound awakening here with that Hierophant. Strong Taurian energy. It is prompting him to, well, possibly read up on something or capture some kind of information that's really important to him. His mind is moving fast, and at the same time his actions will be measured and, like calculated and intelligent. So I'm going to say we've got a divine masculine who has made some like profound life decision. He's become aware of something and he's decided, here's what I'm going to do about this. It feels like an awakening for sure. It feels fantastic. He is likely a really intelligent character anyway. Every time we see him, we just see kind of this element where he's a very self-possessed. He's, if you're going to have some kind of an awakening, it maybe hints toward he is already somebody who has been very self-aware of his life experiences and how they've been shaping him and what does it mean, and piecing together the bits and nuggets of wisdom that he's picked up along the way. And it just feels like we have a divine masculine whose mind is like a freaking diamond, but he is definitely having an awakening. What is the message, universe, that you have been sending to this divine masculine that is, illuminating all this? The Chariot. Doesn't get much more masculine than that. We literally have only emperors and empresses and emperors, get to ride in chariots. And here he is. And this is somebody who is certain now about his path in life. Very powerful. This man is going to be a great leader. He is going to be somebody fair and just and unbalanced, or unbiased and balanced. This is an amazing energy here. The universe has been telling him, move forward with what you know to be true. Your instincts are good. You know who you are. You have, leadership abilities. This could be a divine masculine who's like, I'm going to say, because of those two lions side by side pulling this forward, know who your alpha match is, know confidently where, what you're kind of like built for, made for, born for in this world, but also that steady like confidence that we can see he has is going to move him forward. We have the Devil. Something that he's been doing or something that he's needed to address or move away from, he's known it for some time. And this is him detaching from someone or something toxic, likely someone. There we go again with the Emperor. So I'm going to say this could be a divine masculine who, for a period of time, was still dealing with something toxic in his life, or, look, great people oftentimes still get trapped in karmic cycles because we still got to learn things. And sometimes what we most have to learn is that it's okay to move on from toxic cycles. Sometimes there's misplaced sense of responsibility that makes us stay, or makes us give someone so much leeway, even though in truth, we should say, hey, no, that's bad behavior. You're not going to do that. So however we want to look at this, what we see here, the net result is he's done with something. The Fool, he is leaving. So we have a divine masculine. I mean, it's masculine all over this, except on that Devil card where there is a feminine. And that seems to be what he is actively moving away from. So we have a divine masculine who has had this tremendous awakening. I don't know that he ever didn't know this. I just think that he needed to allow himself permission to move forward from that toxic connection. We have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Ace of Cups upright. Finally cutting himself free, and cutting himself free specifically of if that toxicity, that Devil card came along with a relationship, a monetary relationship, a situation where it was, this is the person that I've been bonded to, this is the family I've been a part of, or this is even the job that I've held. Sometimes life gets really entangled where a relationship that's toxic also connects to, a business. And it's like, wow, so many aspects of my life, my living situation, my finances, all of it is interwoven. Like an example of that would be, you work for a business, but you married the boss's daughter, and now you're a part of that business, and you're a shareholder in it, and you are, a higher up, and that is your spouse now, and perhaps it's a toxic relationship. Like, then what does that mean? That means every aspect of your life is saturated in this toxic connection. And it has everything to do with your stability, your job, where you live. It's not so simple to disentangle when it's that layered. But here's the thing. He is making a decision for peace. He is making a decision to leave whatever this is. And I'm not saying that's exactly what it was. It may not have been every aspect of his stability was entangled with somebody toxic. That doesn't have to be the case. I only suggested it because the 10 of Pentacles is in the reverse, saying, I didn't even have any peace here. My home was not a safe space. My castle, we were not harmonious and abundant. Honestly, there was no foundation. And that was another aspect that was toxic, but I can finally let it go. Not let it go. He is leaving. In this storyline, it's very clear that we have a masculine that is leaving. Now, I don't read for genders, but this storyline has shown us primarily that, and we're going to keep rocking it. This storyline has shown us not just primarily, but entirely the divine masculine's perspective right now, and a shift going on for him. And sure enough, we have the Emperor here. Emperor is, absolutely this, here I am, I'm roaring. This is the second time we've seen the Emperor's energy, right? And it says this is probably the most meaningful shift he's ever made in his life. He is fighting for his peace, his happiness. But then we also have this Page of Coins. Now, we need to look at this separately because this is a new or separate individual, and only because we have this feminine on it. It does. The page is normally the action, right? I'm going to go ahead and take an action. Remember, we already saw the Page of Coins here, and I said maybe he read something. This could be interactions. This could be, since we have, written material, and pages are always our messengers. We have written material on both of these cards. It is possible that there is someone, a feminine, that has illuminated something for him, someone he's written to. I don't know who she is yet. We're going to have to break that down. I have a feeling we're going to go ahead and have to take this to a part 2. We won't do it just yet, but I'm just going to give you guys a heads up. I can already sense it's going to be a longer one. Thank you guys for bearing with me. I've experienced weeks worth of continual problems on my channels on YouTube with processing issues and upgrades and all kinds of things going on behind the scenes and missing features, and it's reached a real crescendo. So thank you guys for bearing with me throughout these very bumpy weeks. It's like 4 days each week where I can't even do videos anymore. So anyway, behind the scenes, I've been talking to support, YouTube support, and we may have some things that are sorted out a little bit as of last night. So I'm hopeful. But just know I'm going to try to keep videos shorter. If I keep running into this problem, I don't know what my alternative is. But for the moment, I'm just going to cross my fingers that we're going to get stuff smoothed out. But thank you guys for bearing with me. And if you wonder where I've been, I have not been able to create content or upload it. So with that Page of Coins, who is she? We have a 6 of Swords. We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have the World. So she could be a Capricorn for sure. She does represent this happy home. She represents the place you'd like to escape to. She represents a fresh start, a new beginning. She represents literally like someone who has a sense of freedom and adventure about her. Let me ask this. What was the connection that you had to her Emperor. I mean, this starts out with you having this huge awakening, right? But let me just ask, what is I want to go back to that very first Page of Coins card and say, what was the Page of Coins about? Knight of Pentacles and the Hermit. Something that made him go into deep thought, something that I'm going to say got put in like a back burner for a long time, like a conversation that never was finished. You notice how he's standing outside this house. Oh God, what is that song? And I'll be standing outside your door in a worn out suit and tie. I think it's called Band of Horses, I think is the name of the band. It's a really pretty song. God, it's going to drive me nuts because I can't think of the title of it. Doesn't track with the lyrics of the song, but I want to say it's Band of Horses who sings it. Anyway, for other reference, they played it in an episode of the television series called Psych, which is hilarious. But in any case, so with the Hermit, that's Virgo energy. He's never stopped thinking about this. This has been the dark night of the soul that I think has been, if you could get your mind on something for years, but you keep it in the back burner and it simmers slowly in the back burner for years and years and years, and you don't ever bring it to the forefront, you just keep it as like unfinished thoughts. Maybe compartmentalizing is something that he did for a period of time, but I'm feeling like this was very prolonged. There was no ending, there was no closure, there was no communication. It was just everything got put on pause. If you could watch a movie and put it on pause, that's what he did with these thoughts. And so in a sense, it's almost like he's been half living all this time, because whatever these words are, whatever these conversations were, and let me ask, were they conversations? Because that's what I see, since we literally see written material. Page of Cups, Ace of Swords. I'm going to say yes, definitely words that were emotional. And this is because aces are going to be, communication and thoughts. Pages, again, are messengers, but this time it's a message of apologies. And there's something here. There's something in this that was never fully spoken, there's some kind of like either secrets that have been long held and kept in himself that he never explained, and that may have prompted, because he never explained things, that perhaps is why things neither ended nor moved forward. Again, who is she to you? With this Page of Coins, she came across as the World card. She comes across as like this 10 of Pentacles, a true 10 of Pentacles, the true happiness he could have had with somebody that is this amazing person. Page of Wands and the Empress. She is the person that it's like in a parallel universe he knows he should have been with. He knows that is his Empress. Then what is all of this unfinished dialogue with her? Also, I don't love all of these pages. This feels super immature. But maybe it's because when we talk about that Hermit's journey, maybe this masculine has been on this long journey of personal growth and self-maturation. Maybe that's one of the things that's been happening. Like maybe he wasn't an emperor at all before, and he's evolved into one slowly but surely over time. We're talking like geological timelines, think of like, how rivers change shape, or how accretion changes landscape, and silt is deposited, and then we have these peninsulas and deltas, and it's like those are land masses that are really just made up of the silt that's come down river. They're not really stable land masses, though. I'm feeling like that is maybe the way to think about this. Is it's been slow, grain by grain by grain, of thoughts that have been slowly accumulating into like this delta of a thought pattern for him. But the thing is, I think he always knew that this page of coins feminine was an empress. Let me ask, did you know that about her? Did you know she was an empress? King of Pentacles. Oh yeah. Yeah. There was always like a huge sense of I mean, she's the platinum gold record. She is the magnum opus. She is, the A team. But it looks like you were in some kind of toxic scenario for a very long time while aware of who the Empress was. Yeah, knowing that in order to even interact with the Empress, it would require a complete and total life overhaul. Hang on, did you know that all along, or is that what your epiphany is with that Hierophant upright? Which is it? Sideways card. 10 of Cups sideways. Let me get one more. 6 of Wands. I want to say this is more along the lines of sometimes we can know something in the way back of our minds, but we don't act upon it. It's like and I'm surprised that we don't have something like, the Wheel of Fortune, because it does seem like it's all been about divine timing and maturation. What is the biggest thing? Actually, I want to know what the real reason is that he's having this epiphany now. But let's take it to a part 2 to do that. There will be a free link right there in the description box. And in part 2, we'll also look more at the Empress. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Lots of love.